Hey everyone, Roz here, and I have an update to the whole Big Child and Ammo situation because Ammo came out with an official statement, and I have to say, I'm probably going to be a lot more ambiguous with how my opinion comes out about this particular situation, mainly because, well, I got a nice fresh reminder that sometimes you're not given the whole story from one side. I know, crazy. Sometimes people make mistakes. We're fallible. We can be a little hasty. To be fair, at least to myself, maybe I shouldn't be. I don't know. I was under the impression that Big Child was behind a lot of the whole project, and because of certain allegations conflicting and things being contradictory between the two stories, it's hard to say who's right, who's who, until we get a more detailed story of what is true behind this whole thing. You can see here, this is the beginning part of the whole statement where they basically say that Big Child has published some really messed up stuff. They're denying the whole accusations levied to them by Big Child. I kind of expected this because why why wouldn't you? Of course they're going to say nuh-uh, but I will say there are certain things said in this entire statement that Big Child didn't bring up, and it is kind of important to the whole thing, which is why I'm going to be a little bit more reserved. In my previous video, I was a bit harsh towards Ammo and a bit more open or forgiving to Big Child, mainly because again, it seemed like Big Child was the whole force behind this really cool paint line, really cool idea. However, well, you'll see in this statement. You can see this part here. You can pause to read. Next part of their statement. Again, pause to read if you really need to. You can see here in this paragraph that Ammo is straight up saying that our chemists were the ones behind this whole formula that's considered the best on the market, which, I mean, I'm glad you have confidence in your product. And that Big Child had nothing to do with the development of the formula. They are straight up saying this belongs to Ammo's manufacturing company. This is ours. Also, the paragraph above it, they're saying that throughout the 4 years they've had this friendship now turned into straight up hate. Well, they're just that throughout these 4 years that there was supposed to be a formal agreement signed. Neither side did it, and that they apparently are taking responsibility for their side. This is the same thing being said except reverse by Big Child, where Big Child's like, we've been wanting a formal thing for this whole time, and they never signed. So this is something that one side is going to need to provide actual evidence. Here's the next part of their statement where they talk about how in 2024 Big Child had a lot of financial issues that led to them basically getting into really serious financial territory. Given that, in the next paragraph, Ammo supported them out of friendship and loyalty. I'd love to see receipts on this. And they agreed to move forward with Ionic basically footing the whole bill. They took the whole project on their back. Meanwhile, it was Big Child who did a lot of the marketing, it seems, at least from my perspective and from what I've seen other painters talk about. Oh, also, this is where they say that Big Child insisted on having their logo on the packaging, and like basically this was going to be their saving grace. Apparently, Big Child was supposed to be handling the Kickstarter campaign. Again, you could read all this yourself, but they didn't for some reason. They apparently there was something on their side that they didn't go through with, or this part is a little bit unanswered. So they go on to say that Big Child was supposed to handle some paperwork, Both sides agreed to sell this product that, again, had a lot of anticipation. A lot of people that were really looking forward to seeing these paints. I can name a few painters off of YouTube that I know of that were, very much into this. Uh, Ammo goes on to say, to protect the brand, they basically both sides agreed to launch this Ionic paint line. And, they did this with the trust of these people are our friends. Yeah. Uh, in October, Big Child registered the domain name, server, social media, all the stuff was under with the Ionic was under their name in terms of, like, I guess what the public saw, like me, for instance. So in the third or fourth paragraph, they basically Ammo is basically saying that they registered the brand and logo under a Trinidad Martin, which all of their brands are registered under. This is a direct contradiction to what Big Child was saying about how they registered under the mom's name, which I found to be extremely weird, especially for a company as big as Ammo. Why would you bring in your mom? Then again, and I think I even said it was strange, but in my last video, but I don't know how involved the mother might be. She might be involved. Who knows? Here's the next part. You can pause to read. I'll move myself out of the way. So this is the part of the statement that, again, it doesn't make much sense to me. Ammo here is saying that Big Child set a date to incorporate the company. Ammo deposited the required funds for this to happen. These funds were never returned after, I guess, they both walked away. And this is part of the, I guess, motivation for them to go to court, which we're probably going to see them go to court over this unless there's some sort of settlement. Um, the other thing that doesn't make sense to me is the second paragraph. Why would this company walk away from something that they saw as a lifeline? Even in the same breath or same statement, Ionic said that Big Child saw this as their lifeline, yet they're also saying Big Child walked away with no explanation. See, that part doesn't make sense to me. Uh, Also, in that same paragraph, they say that Big Child made an effort to make it seem like they had the formula, like it was theirs. And this is kind of where I want to make sure that every egg is in the right spot. I want to know who came up with this formula and who the formula belongs to, because basically, in my eyes, whoever has the formula has the right to pretty much everything. It's a cool project for this collaboration to happen. Don't know what uh, real effect Big Child had on it, but they do acknowledge Big Child had an effect. Also, you can see that apparently the partners of Big Child are acting all shady, not meeting and not communicating. One's using weird tactics and shit. Yeah. So here's where they levy the whole Big Child wanted their stuff removed. And apparently this happened all the way back in March. We didn't see an announcement for this until April 15th, which is in my previous video, or at least I mentioned it. I'm pretty sure I posted it up there, where that statement kind of felt weird. Yeah, you can stop and read and see the whole shit show that's happening now. Here's the next part of their statement, defending themselves, and they're considering taking, uh, well, they already mentioned that. Uh, I guess they're still going to continue making the ionic paints, which good for them. And then here's the last part of their statement that they brought to the whole thing. Yeah. Let me know what you think about the situation. I'd love to hear your opinions. Is there something else I'm missing? Is there anything else that's been shared that we should know? Just mention that in the comments below. All right. Bye.